help you, and he always knew the right thing to say or do at all times. To watch him deteriorate before my eyes in 6 short months was devastating. I miss him terribly every minute of every day. He was the love of my life. Harry was initially diagnosed with bladder cancer 5 months before his lung cancer. He had surgery to remove 2 tumors. Harry had been a smoker most of his life, and his father died from lung cancer in 1980 at the age of 50. And even though I told his urologist that I thought Harry's breathing was not normal, he never did any further test, not even a simple x-ray, not a chest x-ray. Then suddenly, less than 2 months after the urologist assured us that Harry was cancer-free, he started to spit up blood and was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, which had already spread to his adrenal glands and his brain in 2 short months, according to the doctor. After seeing what his father went through, Harry always said that if he ever got lung cancer, he would never do treatments for it. But I was able to convince him to go to Fox Chase Cancer Center to at least talk to someone, because after all, it was 31 years later. Things must have changed by now. The treatments have got to be better than they were back then. Well, we soon learned that things have not changed in 31 years. Treatments are not better, and the outcome was still the same. Harry and his father had the exact same diagnosis, 31 years apart. His dad lived 7 months, and Harry lived 6 months. Although Harry and I knew he was eventually going to die from his disease, his death came very unexpectedly, and we were so not prepared for it. Unlike today, it was a cold, snowy morning last March 24th when we went to Fox Chase for Harry's routine office visit prior to his chemo treatment scheduled for the following day. While sitting in the doctor's waiting room, Harry started to choke and cough up blood. He had a look of terror on his face that I will never forget. And as the blood poured out of his body, he was unable to breathe. And he ultimately bled to death on the floor of the doctor's exam room at 9:45 a.m. I am here today doing this climb so that Harry will not be forgotten. I hope that by hearing his story, someone today might leave here and try to stop smoking, or someone may insist that their doctor do more tests if they are not feeling well, and that someday soon there will be routine screening tests done to detect lung disease. Harry always told us not to make a big deal out of his illness, because everyone gets a turn to die, and this was his turn. But I know in my heart that he would be so honored and grateful for the outpouring of love and support here today. And I know he's watching every minute of this. So, get ready to climb. If you feel like you can't go any further, be assured you're going to get a boost of energy, because Harry's here today, and he'll kick your butt up the steps if he has to.
Well, sometimes in life, things happen to put you in the right place at the right time. Now I know why I'm here today.
I told you.
Hey, Harry.
I knew that was going to happen. Even when we got to read it.
Now please welcome to the stage Jim Stabilito from Team Stab Plus to share with us why he is climbing